Okay, hello everyone. Let's wait for a few minutes and let's see if we can have few members online and then let's continue. Maybe we can turn this on. This will help us. Hope so. ETL2 RPA. Just checking out the forum, and as usual, you can ask me questions. Anything that's related to RPA that I can answer, that I will definitely answer. If I don't know, simple answer, I don't know. But yes, I'll try to answer most of your questions. So go ahead and ask me all your questions. Okay. I think we could actually adjust this. Take this away and then move this a bit to right. This is good, I think, for now. Uh, Hi Rupa. Yes, I said I'll sleep, but thought some streaming could go fine. Thanks for joining my stream. Let's see if we could get someone else in the stream. Hello guys, we have 3 viewers. Let's see. If you have some questions, go ahead and ask them. By the way, my monitor is on the right side, so if you want to see something on the chat window, I should definitely go and see on the right. What I could do is I could pop out of the chat and I think I can bring it up here. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay. So if you have no questions, then I think I could do some forum. I can go through the forum, some questions, and I'll try to answer some questions. But if you have some questions, go ahead and post them. Let's see. So what do I have it here? Let's go with open browser. Okay, what is this open browser activity? And guys, when I want to open my web browser, I'll make it a bit bigger. Open browser, I type in the site, the robot should open the but I get the following error. Okay, following error, compiler errors encountered, process expression, google.nl. Okay, open browser, I think this is resolved. So if you have posted a question and that is resolved, go ahead and mark it as resolved. That's how we can know that any particular item is resolved. Hi Vajrang, good to meet you again. Hi Sushil. Good to meet you too. So I would like you to, or I would please share my stream within your RPA teams or RPA groups in the WhatsApp so that we could go ahead and talk over. Retrieving sender emails. I think this is not required for us to answer. Map files in folder based on Excel. Okay, I think this could be a good solution. Hi, I have 17 images in a folder in a sequential order. Okay. Also, I have an Excel file with the names and other info of those images. I need to map those images, rename them with the corresponding names in the Excel. I sort the images of the folder in the Excel in descending order, but I am not able to map them with each other. Can anyone suggest who to do it? How to do it? Okay. Well, I'm not sure if we get this right. Okay. What shall we do? Okay. Let's restore the chart. It's easier for me here. Hey, answer my call. I think I need to answer my call, some call. I would like to keep this in mute for a few minutes. Ask me a question. So I'll be online for only 20 minutes more. So if you have anything that I can resolve or I can help out, you can go ahead and ask those questions. Sushil, no questions for today. Fine then, let's try to check with this. Rename.xml. Where should I keep it? Data, personal, UiPath. Okay. So each and every ID, I think we can have it as a ID. How to rename? So this is the ID. Actual ID is this. Okay. Let's download it and save. Rename. Okay. Personal UiPath. Okay. Let's create a new folder. Live stream 2. This is third live stream. Let's keep this. Let's see what do we have. Then we'll continue. Can you give me an example based on lookup data table activity? It's easy. What exactly are you looking for, Sohil, other than only for lookup data table? Because when you see with lookup data table, you will definitely get one option. But maybe we could use this workflow and we could try. Let's see. Okay, this happens always. Okay, file path C. Read names we have. Sort files equal to directory.get files dot to list. Okay, he's reading the files. Names dot count. What we could do is let's share this stream with them. Start at maybe at 4. Copy this and let's try to give away this URL for them. Let him join the code. Maybe we'll try to answer. Mhm. So Sohil says actually the issue is it fails if the lookup column has duplicate entries. Um, is there any way to look up more than one column? I think it will fail because it should fail. When you are using lookup table, what exactly are you trying to do? I think you need to get one item, but it shouldn't fail. Let's try. Why it should fail? Let's go to the project and let's give a new Excel file and let's give out some values. So let's search for one dot jp. Okay, we'll see for text files 2 dot txt, 3 dot txt. Here we'll have file names. Let's assume that we have multiple items. All I know is it will give me the fourth item because that's what it will find first. I think that's how it is. So others who are online, go ahead and ask your questions. Let's see if we could answer your questions as well. Okay, what is it doing? Item enumerable range 0. Okay, but why do we have range for each item? Okay, not sure why he is doing this, but this is not at all required. Okay, live stream 3. So let's assume that this is where I place my images files txt slash. So let's okay, okay, fine. Let's go to this and give a new folder called txt, and there is a new thm file. What is this for? Open with notepad. Issue key test cases. I think this is for test cases which we are not working on, so let's not worry too much on that. So it is with rename, so why shouldn't we rename this? Okay, file, save as, rename, saved. Okay, this is saved. Now let's try to answer your question, Soil. I'm trying to read the column, but let's also check with VLOOKUP. I hope the same. Okay. So I do understand now. You are not checking with lookup range, but you are checking with lookup data table. Okay, let's even try that. What's wrong in doing that? So column, the containing the column which search for only one lookup column argument can be set. Okay. Column index, we have 0th index. So let's give it as 0. Let's not give anything other than that. Cell value output, target column returns whatever the value that's returning, and data table and lookup value. So what we could look up here is, let's look up for 3.txt. 3.txt, since this is available multiple times, and in the data table what data we have result is column. Why the hell is he writing column? Let's rename this to, okay, So this is a data table and validation errors. What's the validation error? Okay, okay, this is reading a data table. This is not reading a data. Okay, this is reading a data column, not data table. So what we could do is read data table. I don't think so, Sohel, that you can look up more than one column. But if you want to do that, um, I suggest you to use lookup range. Lookup range will give you. I'll show you what is the use or benefit of lookup range. So what we could do is give it as rename, and let's give it as column dt table. That's fine. Now in this data table, what are we looking for? Instead of reading a column, I don't want to read a column. I want to read each and everything. So let's remove these and names column.toList. I think this will throw an error. But here, let's give out as dt table. So in this table, we are looking at column index 0. See, lookup table, this is how it will work. It cannot, even when you are filtering, the lookup will work on only one column. So that's the reason we will not be able to read complete table. But if you are using lookup range, then it's a different scenario. So okay, let's see the output. Returns the value of the cell. Okay, cell details. It should be a string message box. Okay, cell details dot toString. Someone is keeping parenthesis at the end. You should not do that while working with VB. Let's keep a. I think debug point is not required because this message box will throw a message. See, lookup table is not set. I think the target is not set. Lookup table. The variable containing the column you want to search for only one lookup value. Okay. The variable containing the column where you want to search for. Why should we give each and everything? Okay, let's try to give dt table dot columns of 0. So this will obviously give me a 0th column and only one overload group. That's the reason I didn't give it earlier, but you asked me. That's an error. Hmm, I think there is error. In the target column category, the value argument column is not set or invalid. This is the column. So Sushil, did you also get the same error, or am I the only person who is getting this error? The cell value. Let's give cell value as well. Please check the target column property. Target cell details. Maybe then target column is okay. Okay, I understand now. So if we find something, we need to go to a different column, right? For VLOOKUP. I think I got your point. So why should we go for a different column? Oh, let's go with the same column, columns of 0. Why should we go for a different column? Basically, I don't want to do that. Let's debug. Object reference set to not instance of an object. So what are we giving? Cell value and cell details. Cell value dot toString. Okay. Cell value is the value that we are getting. So since we have more than one item, I think it's throwing an error, which it shouldn't do. Let's do one thing. Sometimes to find what is the error, I do this. I don't want to mix up the things. I want to just keep them in two different. Consider there are 3 columns, country, state. I think I got your details. Sohil, Sushil, sorry. So even the cell details are not available. What is the cell details? What are cell details? I think this is cell value only. And here we'll give row index. This is what we need to give, row index. Okay, see, this is the thing. Even if there are duplicates, we will be able to find the value. It will give me the first item that's coming in. It's not do not throw error. Okay. Vibundyanath Behra. Hi Vajrang. Way do we use SLA, risk SLA, live project with scenarios? We use crew trigger and time trigger input. Okay, so there are multiple questions that I need to answer with Behra's question. Let's go ahead and see. Let's keep a notepad. Okay, so this is the question. Where do we use SLA, risk SLA? So SLA is I didn't get the complete full form. Let's see. Service level agreement. Okay, so what SLA is used for is, let's assume that there are 10 items. Now, according to the service level agreement that you had with the business, you are confirming the client, or you are assuring that your bot will definitely work and it will not fail, and even if it fails, it will work properly for the next time. So to do that, this SLA is being used. Now in the risk SLA, we will check, let's assume that there is a process that's in production. Now when the process is available in the production, if there is a queue item that's failing, how much time does the support team require to correct it back? So that is the SLA that normally we talk about. Risk SLA is, what is the risk? Is it a high risk? Is it a low risk? Or is it a medium risk? What is the criticality of the risk? Uh, if it is a banking application where the data should be continuously monitored, and even if a single transaction error will have a big impact, so that's a risk parameter, that's a high risk parameter. But if you let's say that there is a report that need to be generated, and that can be generated in any part of a day, it is okay if even if it is on hold for more than 2 to 3 hours. So the SLA here will be around 5 hours. So SLA is the time that you are agreeing with the customer or client, stating that your particular work will be completed within a specific time. If it is not completed, what are your plans? What next question, live project. Which scenarios you use queue trigger and time trigger? If you want to run any bot on a specific time, for example, um, there is a trading bot which actually starts in 9 a.m. in the morning and ends at 6 p.m. in the morning. Now, the bot should, let's assume that the bot should start execution at 9 a.m. every day. So that's a time trigger. And what is queue trigger? Let's assume that there are 10 items that you need to process, but you should start the bot somehow. How are you starting it? Either you can wait for the bot to start on a time trigger, or you can use a queue trigger, which says that, okay, if I have more than two items, start the job with this queue item. So when I do that, what exactly will happen? The bot will start automatically when a new item gets into the queue. That's the difference, or that's the use. Okay, I think I am answering your questions. Let's see. Yeah, service level agreement, but I think I have answered your question, Behra. And input and output parameters example. Okay, now let's take this workflow as an example. In this argument, if there is a value that we need to give into the workflow, then it's an in argument. And if we want to send this workflow a value out of this workflow, that's an out argument. That's as simple as it. You could go ahead and check in my RE framework tutorials where I went into deep and explained each and every workflow and uh, each and every variable as well, and how you need to convert variable and arguments. So that I suggest you to go ahead and check it out. And even before checking, go ahead and first write the code. That's how you will learn. Now, there is one more question by Behra again asking all robots, specific robot, and allocate dynamically. Okay, let's go with Notepad, and here it is. And he added two robots. Fine. Now, when we trigger a robot, let's say that in an environment there are 10 robots. Now, can the process run in all 10 robots? If so, then we can start all the robots at a single shot. But if we want to say that, okay, only run this robot, but not any other robots. Let's see if I can open my orchestrator. I'm using platform.uipath.com. Go to Vajrang default. So hit that likes, share, and subscribe buttons. Do share this live stream with your friends or within your WhatsApp groups. I think we can have more members who can get benefit from this particular live streamings that we are trying to do. So in this, let's create a trigger. We can directly create a trigger here. Now let's see. In this particular item, jobs triggers, when there is only one bot that's running in a particular environment, I think that will not have any issue. But what exactly are you trying to ask is with the testing, not testing, wait. Monitoring, can we start job here? No. I think yesterday also I struggled with start job. Yeah, this is start job. This is automations. There is a new place where we get jobs. In this, let's start a job. Process name, we can start any job. Hello world, UiPath forms dev, job priority. So here it is. If I keep specific robots, then I can check whether any particular robot that I have. If I have more than one robot, that I can check. Apprehendo RPA UiPath. Hi. Um, the name is pretty big. What exactly is the meaning of your name? Okay, allocate dynamically says that, okay, irrespective of which robot it executes, go ahead and give in all the robots. Whatever robot might be available, let's say that when we are specifying robots, this particular robot that I have is in progress. It cannot be assigned to a new process. Now, if we have such scenario, what can happen? Then it will be in waiting state or it will be in pending state. We cannot continue further. But what if there are multiple robots and we can allocate dynamically? The bot itself can check which item can be or which robot can be taken dynamically that you can use. I think I have answered your question, Behra. Let's see with the next question. So this is from Sushil. Sushil is asking something like this. How can we trigger the bot based on email received with specific subject line? Example, if I get email with subject line process invoice, then only the bot should run. Uh, so when we are reading emails, don't save. What we have is, let's use get Outlook emails. Now, when we are getting Outlook emails, let's assume that there are multiple emails that we'll get. But using for loop, see, there are multiple things that we can do. We could either use a for loop to check each and every email, or we could use a link query. But for easy understanding, let's go for each. And in this for each, let's go with, we are going to get one mail item. Change this to mail item. Mail item. And this is a .NET mail message, system.net.mail, mail message. So this is the message. Now here, let's assume that we are getting multiple mails from here, emails, list emails. Now in this list, we are going to get one item at a time. But how can we check? That is, use an if condition. And in this if condition, we will have item. In this item dot subject. And in the subject, all we could do is, if it contains process invoice and hash, subject dot contains, then it should start. That's as simple as that. The only thing that you need to see is, if you completed this particular item, at the end all you need to do is move that particular move mail message. If you are using Outlook, move mail message, so that whenever the bot runs again and checks for a new mail message, the existing mail message or the one that we have already completed will not pop up. Okay, let's go with a new member. So apprendendo, diendo. Okay, aprendiendo, RPA UiPath, fine. So go ahead and subscribe. Let's see that beautiful star coming up in our channel. Go ahead and subscribe. So according to the good practices, how can we migrate robot from development environment to production environment? What file should we copy and what should we take into consideration? Thank you. Uh, I would suggest you to go ahead and watch my playlist, because this is one place where I go and refer regularly, because I have already completed, or I have already given the details. Okay, Prendo. I will definitely try to learn the way how to spell your language. But what you could do is you could go into playlist, and in this playlist, go to UiPath interviews. Or okay, so these are the live interviews that I have done, where we spoke about all the scenarios, how to deploy the bots. I'm not sure in which video it is, but do a quick survey or quick check. You will definitely get it. But to answer your question directly, see, there should be three environments in any kind of production environment. We have production environment, UAT environment, user testing environment, and development environment, or can be integration environment. These are the three environments that we have or we can have. Now, how can we move? If you have a big organization where you have DevOps lifecycle, I'm trying to create something on DevOps, and if you are already aware of DevOps, please ping me. I would like to collaborate with you and try to work on something with respect to DevOps. But what exactly DevOps does is whenever we commit a code in GitHub, it creates a package with the XML files and it will push into UAT. Now, once it is approved in UAT, then again the same package will be moved into production. So everything can be done with DevOps, which automated with automated scripts. But what if you are a small organization and if you don't have DevOps, what is your next alternative? The best thing is to go manual. You should not add, or you should not keep same folders or a shared folder between dev and production. Both should not be same, or both should not have a same shared folder. And first develop something in the development environment. Create a package either locally. If you have in the orchestrator, go ahead and upload in the orchestrator. See, this is simple. I can go ahead and upload in the orchestrator this with this publish, and all I could do is check with all the testings. And let's go with start job. Okay, there is something called process. Okay, I think there is tenant. In this tenant we have packages, and you can download the package. If I'm not wrong, whatever package you want, I think you could download. Just go ahead and download with them these packages, and then move them to production environment, either manually or any time, anything that you like to do it. But maybe we could also update here in the automations processes. All you could do is explore package or start a new package, upload the package. That's as simple as that. Leave. Let's go with the next question. We have two questions. I think apprendendo. Is there any small name that I can pronounce properly? Apprendendo. In what is JAJJ stands for in Spanish? You're from Kyle. Is it Kyle or Child? But let's go with the next question. Okay, Sushil asks continuation on the above question. How to run the bots? Do I need to send any command that it start in the orchestrator? I think you should know how to trigger the bot before you start any process. Either it should be from the robot or it should be an attended bot that runs in the user machine and user starts it, or if it should run on any particular machine within a specific time, then you can schedule it, or you can also use queues to trigger the bots. So different options that you have now. When the transaction item is okay, Behra asks when the transaction item gets processed. And if you are new to my stream, please go ahead and do subscribe. Let's see My target, okay, oh, how many members do I have? I have 2,290 members. My target is to complete close to 3,000 subscribers by this month end. Let's see how we could do that. When the transaction item gets processed, and if the transaction item is retried, why it's starting from 0, but it should start from 1. See, when the transaction item is retyped, if you're starting the same transaction item again, then obviously it will treat it as a new item. It will not continue as a existing item since it's already failed. We are starting it from new item, or it will be considered as a new item. That's the reason it will be starting from 0, not from 1. I think I have answered your question, Behra, but I think the agenda is out of the stream now. We are thinking to complete this particular workflow and give it back to him. Let's see if we could do that. So he's using column names. So let's go ahead and enable this. Let's not complicate the things for our comfort. Read range, column, read column. Go ahead and ask your questions. Sheet 1. Starting with A1. Okay, thank you so much, Vajrang. Have a good night. Good night. I think we can stop the podcast in 5 minutes, or we can broadcast in 5 minutes. I think that should be fine. In 5 minutes, I think I can get all the code written and updated. Thank you so much, Behra, for joining me live. What's this? Why am I streaming? No, this is not the correct one. Let's go. Cell value. Okay. This particular item we can remove for now. Message lookup table we can remove. Lookup table we can remove. Cell table we can remove. Names equal to column dot to list. Okay. Sort. Okay. Sorting the names. Next, right line. Okay. It's actually 2:20, 2 past 20 minutes in India. Getting sleep. We'll complete this and we'll go. I'll stop the stream. Files. Maybe I need to give a different file list here. File path. I think I already gave the file path. So this should get me the files. Okay, we have all the files. File names. TXT. We have TXT. Where are we getting this object? Column. Okay, file names. Oh, because it's reading the Excel and it's reading from A1. That's the reason it's giving me the values like that. Okay, I will take few questions and I will continue. What do we have? Notepad. Let's see these questions. Actually, my question was how orchestrator will know that now the bot should be running whenever I get an email from a specific subject line. The best thing is to make sure the bot runs continuously without stop and keep it in the infinite loop of while, but that's not recommended. What exactly you could do is check it for every 5 minutes. I think that's how you could do. Check it for 5 minutes. If the email available, then you could do it. I think there is no specific trigger that we can start whenever an email arrives with a specific subject. But if you are using UiPath plus Microsoft flows, then you could do this, because whenever there is a new email, it can trigger the bot. If you want to see how to trigger UiPath bot from UiPath Microsoft Forms, there is a playlist specifically for that. Let's search for Microsoft Forms. So trigger forms with trigger UiPath forms with Microsoft Forms and start a UiPath bot on submission of Microsoft Form. This is how you need to go ahead and check. Maybe this will help you. Let's go into the notepad. Yes. At this moment, I have a project in which I must select an element to perform a download. It may be that I need to do it in several selections. My question is, what is the best loop to do it? Keep it in the retry block. I'm not sure if you already are aware of this, but there is an option called retry, or there is an activity called retry. So when I have something in retry, we could give properties. We can say how many times should it retry and what is the retry interval. For every 3 seconds, or it's 3 days, but we could do something here. 3 seconds. We could run, or 3 milliseconds we can run this continuously, and if there is an error, it will continuously check for 3 times. I think you should definitely go ahead and check with the retry scope. Okay, can we complete this before taking the next question? Let's go ahead and complete this. Names.count.files greater than count. Okay, for each item, enumerable range of files.count. Why do you need to use enumerable of read range? Because you already have files. You could definitely go ahead and give it as path properties. Okay, he's actually creating enumerable, not sure why. Let's go ahead and keep a breakpoint and let's check will we get something till here. And if nothing exists, you must continue doing the process. Yes, of course, if nothing is available. See, you in retry there is also an option called continue on error. So after checking for 3 times, if you keep continue on error true, it will not execute, the process will continue. You need to know how to check, or if the process went into retry and is it successful or failure. All you need to do is, if the file is downloaded, check with the file and make sure that that particular item will not fail. Not sure why this is available. Okay, enumerable we have. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks, crack. Is it a special name in Spanish? Grand generator, we have all the details. Not sure. I think this is out of my scope. I cannot solve this, buddy. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think this is not how you need to do this. All you need to do is go ahead and check for each item. In this for each item, go ahead and check. Since we are getting the dictionary or directory already, instead of enumerable of count, what you could do is directly give the path, directly files, and in this files you can definitely get one file at a time and you can move the file items. That's the easiest way to do it rather than working on other ways. And This is not preferable. Not sure why you're doing this, but if you see my stream and since I commented the link in your video, you should be seeing. Try to find other methods than this. That's easier. Okay, Ritu Parnare instead of mapping XML. I'm not sure. Thanks a lot. I'm watching. You're watching my live stream. Request you can please record this video. This is already live streaming. Go ahead and check it out. The way how you need to map is this way, and in this from files, all you need to do is get the file item. Files of item, you can just get the item, and here from why it's throwing an error. I think you need to go ahead and change this part to string, and when you change it, this is where it gets special. Okay, let's go with this and this part dot directory dot get name files of item. Instead of this, we could definitely use item. You need to know how to write the code. Names of item. Names, I think this one get extension dot item names dot item. What is names here? Names of item. The way how you need to do is, let's see what is names. Names is column dot to list. Okay, all the items. But when you are getting the column, how are you handling the first item? If you are not handling the first item, then there is no header in the column. All you need to do is go ahead and change this to A2 so that you can get the correct names. From A2 you will read. And what else do we have? For each item that I'm changing or trying to make a move, let's go ahead and update it here. And see names of item. So dot toString which we are getting, so there is a different name. Obviously it already has an extension. Not sure why we need a separate extension again. If I want to keep the extension, how to do that? Path dot get extension of item. This, I think this will give you a correct answer. I'm just checking with the name of item. I think item is not required here. What you could do is names of index. How to get the index? Let's go to for loop, and in this for loop check with the activities, and in this zero based index, and all you need to do is for each item that you're checking, you need to go ahead and update this names of index. Now at 0th index you will get the name and you will add the extension. I do believe that you are not having extensions in the Excel file. That's the reason you are finding the Excel extensions. End of expression expected. I think there is some error with the way how we have written the code. Let's see. Directory.getName item dot toString. Okay, index names of index dot toString. I think this is where the error is. Click on OK. Now this is working. This will work. Let's update this to code. Let's try and update this. Okay, reply, rename, and also I will say check the stream if to understand the video. The changes I made. Let's hit on the reply. Okay. That's it from today, and it's 2:30. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. Ending the stream. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell icon. And if you like my stream, go ahead and do fund me so that we can have few licenses that we can buy and we can do some live streamings and we can have more knowledge. That's what I would use this for. And let's close. Bye bye, everyone. Good night and good morning, good evening.